Welcome to Plat Chat head to head. Me against the biggest head we have. Josh Sideshow Wilkinson.
I've been trying to hide it under hats for a while, but it doesn't work.
You can't fool anybody. We know what's under there. Today's topic that we are going to discuss is going to be a highly debated one throughout the league and throughout the Overwatch League community. Is Seoul Dynasty the best team in the league right now? Josh, I'll let you start.
I think they quite clearly were the best team this week, but I don't know whether that really means that they're going to be the best team in the league, like, overall. We haven't even seen some of the teams play this week at all, you know? So it comes down, in my opinion, to how you want to value, like, 1 week's play versus a bunch of different weeks over a bunch of different metas. Because if you just looked at, like, the first week or, like, the second, third week, something like that, you would say, hands down, the Fusion were the best team. I mean, first of all, the Seoul Dynasty didn't even play those weeks, so they didn't get an opportunity to play that kind of stuff. But also, as the metas unfolded, you saw that, okay, Philly have been able to generate the same kind of momentum over many different weeks. I will say, though, Seoul looked tight this week. Like, almost like something we haven't seen before. Like, this team really does look very legit.
I think the Seoul Dynasty are definitely in the running for the best team in the league. I cannot say right now they 100% are. There's a team in Vancouver, pretty damn good. You haven't seen them play in a bit. The next time we'll see them play is April 11th against the Guangzhou Charge, and then they're also going to play Sunday, April 12th against the Chengdu Hunters. We will know who the best team in the league is, I think, bar none, after that weekend. I think right now, I have Seoul as, like, number 2, maybe 1A. I think it's too early to write off the Vancouver Titans. I haven't been super high on Vancouver Titans. Even last year, I was like, the Shock are definitely better. I just think with the addition of Fissure and now them going back to playing in the Asian region where they can go home, they can be in Korea, I think this is a team that's going to thrive in that environment. And I already think they have a sick roster from top to bottom. So I think Vancouver is the team that could challenge them.
I don't get this take. I don't understand it whatsoever, because it's the same as Reinforce as well. Reinforce put out his power rankings, and he had Titans at number 1. The Titans have played 2 matches where they had one very close win against the Gladiators, and then they beat the Valiant.
I think they're good. The Gladiators are good.
Sure, but that was way back in week 1. I mean, you have almost the least data on them out of any of the teams, and they don't even have the best roster on paper. I mean, they really do not have a great roster on paper compared to some of the others at the top. Compare them to the Seoul Dynasty, to the Fusion, to the NYXL, to the San Francisco Shock, the Atlanta Reign. They've got worse roster on paper than any of those when it comes to their. I think so. I mean,
why?
Okay, so let's pair up like their DPS lineup or their tank lineup or their support lineup, or whatever you want to go for. Apart from the supports, really, they are not at the same level, both in terms of the synergy that they have with Fissure, for example, and I still don't really believe that.
I think Fissure can be. Well, look, we debated Birdring. Do you think that Fissure is worse than Birdring? In terms of falling off?
I don't think that Fissure. I don't think that Fissure has fallen off. I think he's still very individually skilled, but you have to judge the Titans by what you've seen in the game, and we've seen 2 matches where they looked pretty uncoordinated. Now, maybe you could give them the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, well, it's been 4 weeks since then. They've definitely gotten better. Have they actually? Because the Shock got worse, so the Titans may well have as well.
We still don't know what Seoul looks like in something where they can't play Marvel and Gesture. I want to see them have to play. I want to see them have to play something that's built around the Diva with Michelle in the lineup.
Yes.
And who do they play in that main tank role? Yeah. Of course, Orisa Sigma Marvel Gesture is going to be sick because they're
absolutely dominant, isn't it?
They're on like 2 of their best heroes, like respectively between the 2.
Yeah.
What happens if Wrecking Ball and Diva are in, or who's their Zarya? Like, how does Michelle look on Zarya? Like, there's a lot of stuff there we don't really know yet. Yeah, and I think that's kind of where they look nuts this.
Nuts. They did. They looked absolutely incredible. I mean, Prophet and Fitz are absolutely wild. They are bananas. Fitz has really shown up. He's lived up to the hype in the off season, and he's been able to provide everything that Prophet needs alongside him.
I worry about Toby. Right? We haven't seen great things from.
Yeah, he was okay on the Batiste. He was all right.
Yeah, And then how does this tank line work out? And if you're Seoul Dynasty and you want to play Marvel and you start losing some games, right? Gesture's going to want to get back. Like Gesture doesn't want to sit. You think
Sure,
Gesture wants to sit on the bench? Like
but
you think Marvel wants to sit on the bench either?
I don't think there are any. I don't think there's any problems in Marvel and Gesture though. I think that Marvel, from what I can tell, is not a large ego kind of player. Like if he has to sit, or if he has to play the Sigma, he's even played a little bit of Diva recently as well in their games. Only a small amount though. He'll be able to do that. He seems like an absolute team player, and that tank line is ridiculous when it's Orisa Sigma. They might be the two best in the league at those roles.
And I do worry that London had trouble adapting to different things last year when things were getting thrown at them, whether it be quick updates or balance patches, and then stuff mid-game, making mid-game adjustments. They were consistently lagging behind the other teams, consistently.
But here's the thing: last year, what we had was a patch change, and then like maybe 6 weeks of refining that one meta. We don't have that anymore. You have 1 week, and it's who can be the best in a week. And actually, London were fairly good at being able to get to grips with stuff early. They just really petered out as it went on because they never refined anything. They never mastered anything. But they're good early, and that's what you need this year.
I think, though, Vancouver has a chance to be
really
explosive as a team.
Let's tackle this. Their DPS lineup of Stitch, Sominsu, and Haxal, I think the only god gamer there is Haxal, and only on specific hero picks, like the Doom, like the Genji, like the Pharah. I don't see Haxal putting in big work. Has he played a really good Hanzo before? I don't even think he
plays a Sig Mei.
Yeah, he plays. Yes, he does. He plays a good Mei. Yeah. So
Mei.
This DPS lineup is worse than the Dynasties. It's worse than the Reigns. It's worse than the Shocks. It's worse than New York Excels. It's probably worse than the Fusions as well.
Slime, Twilight, Fissure, and Johnny were sick. That's a stacked tanks and supports. Twilight was an MVP candidate. Fissure could have been the MVP year one, albeit maybe not the best teammate. But when the guy's that good, who gives a shit? He's a sick player. And all you need, like when we talked about Bird Ring, is you just need one DPS who can be the carry. If Haxal once a week can make the Mei, who's really good, Hanzo, Pharah, one of those work, do you need the other to be this lights out number one guy? I don't think so.
I mean, you do, depending on what hero it is. Like if your Mei is really good but your Hanzo isn't, and they just keep getting clapped over and over, like you are probably going to lose those games.
They're owl players though. Nobody's getting clapped over. I mean, this isn't like season one where we're bringing in undead to play the McCree at the doors of Hanamura just waiting.
Yeah, I don't know. Corey kind of clapped the Titans last year when they were playing the Hanzo, but yeah, generally I agree with you. My point, though, is that I fundamentally don't think that you can rate the Titans at number one just giving them the benefit of the doubt, because all of their data is so old. Like, they have the same kind of win rate as Seoul do, as the Fusion do, but it's old data. It's data less useful.
But the data we have on Seoul Dynasty is without an off tank. They literally just ran double shield the whole time, and they played double main tank. How many weeks will you be able to do that? Diva's 90% play rate some weeks. A lot of weeks when she's in play.
But does that mean that you think that Michelle is bad at Diva? Like, are you expecting a big drop-off for the Seoul when they play Michelle? Because I
think Michelle's good. What's the synergy like between Gesture and Michelle if they have to play Winston Diva? We've never seen that.
No, but then we've never seen, like, we never saw Gesture and Marvel before, and their synergy was fantastic. Whereas, actually, if we're going to talk about synergy, Fisher's synergy with the rest of the Titans has already proven to be bad.
Orisa Sigma, you just stand near each other and throw barriers. I mean, come on now. Like let's be real. How great
their whole rocks were really good. Their positioning around the map was really good. Their exchanging of shields really good as well.
So let's wrap this up. You think Seoul's the best team in the league right now?
I think this week they were hands down easily the best team in the league. I think moving forwards, it's between them and like a Fusion. If you were going to put your money somewhere, it would be between those two teams. And I also don't think that solution is like, you're never going to actually get the answer to that because they're spread across the globe. So I think what you kind of have to do is say who's the best Asian team, who's the best Western team.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really like a best team this year yet until we get the playoffs.
I think Seoul's going to have a battle with the Vancouver Titans. Who is the best in that Asian region?
Dude,
I really think.
I don't think so at all.
I think Vancouver is going to turn up this year.
I think Shanghai is more likely to. I think that Seoul Shanghai is more likely than the Titans to be like that big battle for the Asian region.
I mean that could be another whole episode, as I have not been overly impressed with what we've seen from the Dragons thus far. But
yeah,
let us know.
I mean, they did get dominated by Chengdu, which was so weird.
I mean, sometimes you just get Chengdu'd. Sometimes this happens.
True.
Let us know in the comments who you agree with. Do you think Seoul Dynasty is the best team in the league right now, or do you think it's somebody else? Let us know and subscribe to get more amazing, perfect Plat Chat content. See you next time.